Welcome to today's episode of Did She Really Say That? The podcast that's disrupting the world of business education and breaking down barriers for women entrepreneurs. During our podcast, you might find yourself saying, did she really say that? Like, did that really come out of her mouth?
Yeah,
because we are challenging the traditional methods of business training so that women can have more fun, play, and ease as they learn to unlock their millions. We created Truth Bomb Marketing to help business women create more time, money, and with a simple business playbook so that they can create millions without sacrificing what's important to them. Mm-hmm. My name is Heidi Muma, and I have been spent about 17 plus years homeschooling my kids, and I love helping women to create that business for the lifestyle that you want, not a business that overwhelms your life.
Hi, my name is Katrina Van Oudhoosden. I go by Chef Katrina. I have been teaching and training the online industry in digital marketing, funnels, and all sorts of fun stuff that you guys probably are like, and I love it. So what I bring to the table is I want to simplify the method for you. I think there's a lot of complicated information. So what I bring is simplification of your business strategy, your marketing format, and really keeping the tools that you need in technology down to a minimum.
What I love that made me go, is you actually said your last name on the podcast. Oh my God.
I really said that. Yep.
You did say that. Yeah. At one point, Heidi was like, tell them your last name. And she's like, nah, that's too complicated. And so here we are. You got her last name, guys. Like, you should write that down on the calendar. This is important.
You should try saying it 5 times. Just try saying it. Just try
or writing it. I have to always go to Facebook to write it. Let's just be honest. Because I'm like, how do I write her name? Yeah. Someday I'm going to get it. It's okay, though.
I think she misspells it sometimes, too.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I get it. Well, I'm Kieran Angeli. I'm also one of the co-founders here inside of Truth Bomb. And I really just want more females in this world to look at their business and go, I want to have fun and I want to enjoy the process. Because for me, I know that I didn't do that for years. And so that's really what I want more than anything, how I look at Truth Bomb as a way to help more females build that business with that fun, play, and ease. So
love it.
Yeah.
It's all good. And today we're talking about what?
Our team.
Team.
Who is on your team? And like so many women have the motto or the mantra of wanting to, I'm a solopreneur. And they treat that like it's this proud thing to be. And it's fantastic. It's like, but is it really wonderful?
Yeah, I would say no. I'm like Karen, shaking her head. I'm shaking my head.
Solo anything.
Yeah. No. I mean, let's be honest. We don't want to go to the bathroom by ourselves.
Or at least like solo cups.
Did you really say that? Really? I don't even like solo.
Why I thought of that. It was like a solo. Like,
I don't even like solo cups. Yeah, I don't care if they come in red and blue and purple. I just don't like solo cups.
Okay.
It's nothing to do with business.
There's a lot to unpack there, and I'm not sure that we're going to be able to do that on this podcast, but
not today. No. Oh my gosh.
But I do think that this is an important topic to talk about because as you said, Heidi, like a lot of females go into business and they're like, I'm a solopreneur. Like, this is like great. And what happens is probably like a month or two in, you go, oh, this isn't very fun by myself.
Like, and I have to do all of it.
Yeah, exactly. And I've seen so many posts on social media where it's like, I'm the CEO, I'm the marketing officer, I'm the salesperson, I'm the this, I'm the that. And it's like, that's exhausting to think about. Like, who wants to do that? And really, that's the reason that all three of us got together too, in my opinion, is that it was like, wait a minute, like we want to do something really cool in the world. And what if we did it with cool people too?
Ooh. I like cool people. It's way better.
Yeah.
Because it was exhausting. I've done the whole solopreneur thing. Like I've built my own coaching program and I built out multiple courses. There is a fuck ton, I will say that, of work to do.
Yeah.
In behind every single thing. And when you look at as being a female, being like a mom, or even with anything in your life, having a job, doing anything like that, and then you're stepping into entrepreneurship. Man, we've already got enough things on our plate. And now we've got all these extra solopreneur things we're trying to do. And the mastery of that, I think we spend so much time learning new technology that we don't even have the time to focus in on selling what we already have available in our business.
You talk about a business that overwhelms your life.
Yeah. And I think that's the overwhelm of taking over your life, because you're trying to be the email marketer, the creator, the CEO, the financial guru. You're trying to be, your own HR. You're trying to hire people. Like, the fact that list just keeps building and building on top of your responsibilities, to me seems like holy. And I know for me, I never came out of my office, to be honest.
You slept in there. I get it.
Literally, I felt like I slept in my office. I wake up, I go like 6 steps down the the hallway to my office right after I slept. And the thing was, is like, there was the constant to-do list. Everyone calls it their daily method of operation. It wasn't my daily method of operation. It was like, how can you do everything and get it all done? And I think this is the overwhelm. This is the burnout, because we keep adding this emotional energy baggage on us. Like, we're carrying this, and then I'm going to put this hat on, and then this backpack on, and then I've got to go take the kids here, or I got to go run this errand here, or I got to go to the hospital, or I got to go get my hair cut, and it's just this ongoing nonstop. And I think we talk about this a lot, Karen, about like stopping.
Yeah, stopping. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I have to look at people and go, you're a human being, not a human doing. Like, you are not created to have this kind of work in your life. And the thing that's really sad about today's culture, today's day and age, is that we really do look at people as being important to society depending on what they can produce.
Yeah.
And that is like, that's friggin' exhausting, instead of looking at someone and being like, wow, you're just a really cool whoever you are. Like, you're a cool person. You're a cool human being.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, we do get sucked into this stressful life of, I have to do it all. I have to be it all. I have to whatever. And it's not serving us, especially as women, because as women, we probably have more than the men do. Like, sorry guys, but you guys are very one-track minded. And if it's not in your business day, like, you have a business day and then you come home and you spend time with your family, you're a one-track minded person. Females are going, how do I get this all done? Because I have to take care of little Susie and Bobby, get them to school while I'm trying to feed them and feed myself, while I'm trying to make sure that my hair is straight and brush my teeth, all at the same time. And women, like, the thing is that this is not serving us by trying to do it all at the end of the day. Like, this is the reason that whenever we created Truth Bomb, we added in meditations, and the meditation that really is focusing on your team is support. Having that unlimited support inside of your business, inside of yourself, and feeling the unlimited support and actually creating that in your life. And I feel like a lot of women don't know how to ask for help, how to actually find the people that want to support them, because not everybody's on your team. Like, this is the other piece of this puzzle too. Right. Find the people that actually want to support you, and then allowing them to support you, because we feel like we just got to do it all the time. And be on all the time.
I think the big one, and I know for me, and this took me a long time to overcome, I don't want to inconvenience somebody.
Yeah.
That's a big word that I hear so many times, and I've used it myself. Like, I don't want to ask for help because I don't want to inconvenience, because I have a perception that they're just as busy, right? They've got so much going on in their world, and I'll make up stories about what's keeping them, or I'll create my own roadblocks for asking for help, because I think, well, they seem like they just have so much going on in their life. I don't want to burden them. I don't want to inconvenience them by making this request, right? And I think as women, if we know our boundaries, if we know our core values, which we discuss a lot inside of branding, right? Like, know your core values. You'll know when to say no to something, or when to say, I can't do it now, but I can do it by this time. Like, you can always, I always say there's a counter offer, right?
Yeah.
There's like, here's the offer. You can say yes, you can say no, or do you have a counter offer? And that was a languaging that I loved and that I learned through my networking and my personal development that I took on, right? One of the things is they teach you as a leader, here's the offer. Do you accept? Do you decline? Right? Like if you get into the world, it's like, do you accept or decline? Or can you present me a counter offer? That gives people the freedom to, instead of feel like it has to be a yes or no response, the ability to think through that. And I think that's a beautiful thing when you start implementing that into your day-to-day life. How much more freedom do you have when you present it that way to somebody?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I mean, the thing is that we also have to know when to ask for the counter offer. I think this is really difficult for a lot of females. I forget what the name of the book is. It's something about having boundaries and the power of no, and actually being like, no, that is not going to be healthy for me if I try and take all of that on all at once.
Yeah, right.
And there's so much power when we can actually look at ourselves and go, if I add one more thing, like it's not going to be good for me or anyone else.
Yeah.
And how can I actually take things off my plate? This is where your team does come in to your life and in your business.
Oh, yeah.
Like, how can you look at the people that maybe you have a VA that's working with you? Can you ask your VA to add more to their plate? Can you ask if there are other people? Maybe you need a social media manager. Maybe you need XYZ person. Maybe you just need a shoulder to cry on.
True story.
That person, even though you're not paying them, is also on your team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That person is probably more important because we need that emotional support as females. When we miss out on that emotional support, that's when we get frustrated, overwhelmed, burnt out, because we feel like we're just stuffing the emotion, stuffing the burden, and we're not dealing with it. And so that emotion starts to tear us down and starts to make us be like, oh, I don't think I want to do this anymore.
Yeah. You have to have that confidant, that person that you can go to with just anything, and they can just let you be with whatever you're dealing with. I think that is such a key person to have in your life. And if you don't have somebody you can go to and be totally honest with, and they know that if you come to them, that's just like, hey, I'm dealing with this, and you just have that shoulder to cry on, that person to lean on. And what I find really interesting as we dive into this conversation too, I've met a lot of female entrepreneurs over the years that have bought courses, bought training, bought mentorship, and the first thing out of their mouth is, I can't tell my husband.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, like, stop that, right?
That's funny though.
No, I cannot tell you how many times. And the thousands of women I've said this. Because they control the budget, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
they control the budget. They control their credit cards. They know what bills are getting paid. Again, multiple hat wearing as women. And they'll go and make the investment, and there's the promise that they could make the money back. And I think that's how a lot of us women look at this, right? Okay, if I spend this money, the promises or the what they're selling me is that I can make X money back, right, to pay this bill back. And if I can pay this bill back, then I can see like, hey, guess what I did, right? Like, this is a success. And so there's almost like this shame before you even start your business. So you're holding on to this guilt about having spent the money. Then you're trying to build a business inside of this guilt and secret. And I promise you right now, a guilt and secret will explode in your face 1,000-fold.
Well, we talk about manifestation all the time inside of Truth Bomb, and those frequency energies will never create more of what you want. It's just going to create more guilt and shame and more guilt and shame and more. So if you want to get off of that, you can go, wait a minute, I got to notice that thought pattern. I got to notice it. And now it's time to do something to change the thought pattern. I mean, this is what we talk about all the time when it comes to manifesting exactly what you want, and noticing when you get into those thought patterns of, oh, I don't want to tell my husband. But here's the thing. Would your husband, if you sat down and had a candid conversation with him, would he be on your team? And here's the thing that could be hard for some of us. He might not be. And that has to be okay too. Like, figuring out where does my husband sit in this equation is so incredibly important. And I know, like, I have been so blessed with a husband that literally I could do no wrong in his eyes, and I'm so grateful. But I also see the other side of the coin where there are women out there that have to find their support in other places because their husband is maybe like, well, why would you do that? We don't need you to do that. Or you just need to stay home with the kids, or can't you just do X, Y, and Z? Why do you need to do this for yourself?
Right.
And actually realizing in that instance that my husband might not be on my team right now, and that is okay.
Yeah.
That's not an easy pill to swallow, but it's okay.
Not even your husband. I know a lot of us also feel like our family. You're
Yeah.
not supported by your own parents. You may not be supported by your siblings. Everyone's asking, like, and I get this all the time. They're like, okay, you've been doing this entrepreneur thing, like, and when are you going to get a real job? When are you going to,
Right.
like, you'll hear different things. Like, it'll come across in different ways. Some of it will sound like care, right? Care and concern, which it is. Don't neglect or push away care and concern. Like, you've got to be able to listen. And I think that's the big part around who's on your team is that what is your ability to communicate what it is you're doing. And I think a lot of the times us as women is we fall into businesses because we're looking to support our family. We're looking to add in that extra income. We're looking to quit the job, right? And so sometimes you have to ask yourself, what am I really doing here? What is it, the business that I'm getting in? And a lot of the times, because of social media, getting into business is super easy.
Yeah.
Right. The perception is that you can do XYZ in 90 days.
Right.
Love that one. 90 days and you can be a millionaire.
Oh,
Right?
I friggin' love it. From somebody that's already been a millionaire like 9 times over, they've built 9 businesses and they're like, come on. Yeah, of course. You've already tuned
Tell
into
me
the
about all the
frequency.
work you've done to work up to that before you started
Right.
at 90 days.
Yeah. What was
Right.
the struggle
What was the
before
last
that?
10 years of your life like?
Yeah. That you're able to now do it in 90 days, right? Oh my
Yeah.
God.
It's possible, but there's pre-work.
There's self-work.
There's
I think
self-work.
that's really what it is. There's self-work that you do, and especially choosing to be an entrepreneur, you will learn so much about yourself.
Oh God, yeah.
Like this is like when they talk about becoming an entrepreneur, it is literally the self-development journey of a lifetime. If you choose this path, you have to be willing to dig in and then like look at yourself. Because guess who's running your business?
You, it's me.
You,
Yeah.
right? Like it only comes back to you. And so however you're reacting, however you're communicating, not communicating, asking for support, finding out, bringing people on your team and having that conversation, it really does fall towards you.
Yeah.
And because when you start to realize that as an entrepreneur, we all dive down self-development rabbit holes. We have to.
Yeah.
Because like I did it, I recognize I'm like, I am on this constant circle. I am literally in a vicious circle. I'm not getting off of here. I'm self-sabotaging at every other turn. Like I'll get to here and I'll do this. And I was like, what am I doing? Like, what is that thought process? And I can't figure it out by myself. To be honest, none of us can. We need a little bit of guidance. We need somebody outside of us to ask us questions that will then get us thinking. But it has to be a change in the conversation, right? Language is really important. That was a big one for me, was learning to correct my own language, because I didn't realize when I met people and they said, especially if you meet very successful people, they'll tell you that they can define your income level by the way you speak. Right. And it's because they've done so much self-development themselves that they know that certain words, like you talked about the energy, right? The shame, the blame, the holding myself back. I've got to learn this by this time. I have to make this money back. That language is keeping you so stuck, and you may not even realize the language you're using.
Yeah.
So sometimes you need somebody else to ask a different question that goes, oh, right. And that's part of the process of self-development. And that's why there are different programs out there that allow for you to dive in. And there's different price points for these different ones. So there's low, medium, and high for personal development.
And the piece of this that is really difficult for a lot of entrepreneurs to wrap their brain around is that personal growth is not a linear cycle. It's not like a straight up, oh, I'm going to start my...
I thought it was.
Yeah, right. I'm not going to start my personal development here on this low and then I'm just going to keep climbing, keep climbing. No, it's a friggin' roller coaster. Some
Oh,
days
yeah.
you're like, oh my God, I totally got this. I know how to manifest what I want. I'm feeling it. I'm in the frequency. I got this going on. And then the next day you're like, holy shit, what am I doing?
Sounds about right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That experience, honey?
many times.
Yeah.
Just like-
And I mean, it really is a process of noticing when you're in those holy shit moments, just going, okay, I'm going to give myself grace. What are the thoughts I'm thinking today? And how can I help myself get back on track so that I can feel like I did yesterday? It's not an easy process. Let me just say that right now.
It's years of stair stepping. We talk about that. Like, I've been in personal development since I think at least 8 years, 9 years, something around that time frame. Because when I discovered that I was self-sabotaging myself, and I said, there's something I don't know, but that I don't know that I'm doing, right? And so it took being in a conversation in 3 days and listening to different things and hearing things like, what story are you telling yourself? What racket are you running? What are some of the things that you're saying? Or do you like, and then hearing other people kind of go through that same journey and recognizing that I literally then am responsible for my own life. And that journey for each of us is different, but you don't know what you don't know until you allow yourself to sit in those environments and be a student of. If you're trying to solve, here's the other thing. I've met entrepreneurs that have done this. They'll go to self-development and they will evaluate the self-development course, trying to figure out, like, there's nothing wrong with me, but I'm here. But I'm going to figure out what's wrong with your development of, like, I have literally seen and met people that have done this, right? Yeah. And the thing is like, if you choose to go into any self-development, you've got to walk in with, I don't know, Jack, and become the student of that conversation. You have to literally turn it in on yourself and discover for yourself what's there. I unlocked so much in my first 3 days of self-development that I took on. I literally at the end of the second day, I was in tears because I found out what I was keeping me back. What was the one thing? And when I let it go and I started really diving into the conversation I was having with myself around that moment in my life, I got clear. But inside of that, I also had to learn how to then lead myself. And then once I started to learn how to lead myself, only then could I start listening for how are other people hearing themselves or how are they talking? Because when you can listen to somebody and ask a question that has them like discover something newly about themselves, that's a powerful conversation. So it is all part of the process. I will tell you that right now. And this all ties back to who's on your team, right? What conversations are you learning to have? Because you will have to learn how to better communicate. There's no doubt in my mind, you will absolutely have to learn communication in personal development. And this is something about when you start looking at who's on your team, we have very specific questions around this, by the way. It has to be this way because we discovered there are specific questions inside of Unlocking My Millions that we put together because we decided that what team stands for is together everyone achieves miracles, right? In the traditional business mode, they say that it's together everybody achieves like more, right?
Mastery.
Like, yes, that's what I was thinking. Mastery.
Together.
Oh my God! Right,
and that comes from our mentor, by the way, guys. In case you were wondering, we actually took a piece of his team training, and his was named "Together Everyone Achieves Mastery," and we all kind of looked at each other like, oh, that's really masculine. We are not interested in that.
It's heavy. Imagine as a woman, you're now adding mastery onto yourself. Right. Like, here, let me just put more stuff on your plate. Yes. Now you've got to become a master of this.
Let's just make a miracle instead. That's way more fun.
Yeah, I want to be in the world of miracles and manifestations. Like, seriously. Like, together, everyone achieves manifestation. Together, everyone achieves miracles. Like, I would rather be that just feels lighter. To be honest, when I say it, it just feels good.
Yeah. I love was like we actually take what women do naturally and add it back to business building. It's like when you really learn how to collaborate, and it's like, and I look back and it's like when I was raising my kids, tell you, I did not raise my kids on my own. They had their father, they had their grandparents, but also they had the community that I surrounded myself with. I surrounded myself with other moms, other families that poured into my kids, that were able to give me an outside view onto raising my kids. And it's the same thing with your business. When you can collaborate with other women, it's a true collaboration. And that takes something. It's not like, hey, if I do this for you, will you do this for me?
Right.
It's not what I'm talking about. Not saying it's like, look for people to do free things for you and you do free things for them. That's not it. That's actually really limiting your business. Instead of, it's like, what does real collaboration look like?
Yeah. And I think you talked about it when you said, I surrounded myself with other families, other moms, and like you actively got involved as a homeschooling mom with a homeschooling community, because it was important that there were things you didn't know. Like, could you imagine if Together Everyone Achieves Mastery, if you had to go and learn every single subject to teach your kids and be a master at it?
Yeah, my engineer son might not be an engineer.
Oh God.
Your engineering son might not be an engineer.
Sorry, you're not as smart as I hoped you would be.
Math was not my forte. Let's just say that. Once they got beyond the addition, multiplication, and
we're done.
I'm done. I'm like,
yeah. Good luck.
That's where you're talking about finding your team, right?
Yeah.
There was other teachers that you networked with.
Definitely.
There were other people that were willing to open up, different areas and make that available. And I also know that you had a co-op. And did you pay into that co-op?
Yes.
Wait,
yes.
It wasn't just a freebie that a whole bunch of moms got together and they were all homeschooling. Like, there
No,
was a payment
actually,
to that.
I was part of some that were freebies, and they were not, I decided they weren't worth my time because we would go there and it was so chaotic. It just wasn't, because it's free. Nobody is bought into
Nobody cares as much.
Nobody cares that much.
Yeah.
And so when you have the ones that you actually pay into, whether it's your time or your money, because it could be either or both, but you're invested. You're invested at that point, and you're invested in the success of the co-op and the children.
Yeah.
And so it's like, that's the same thing with your business. You have to put something out to have that investment so that it's actually important to you and to the people on your team.
Yeah.
And it's like, and the people on your team, they're not necessarily like, we're business partners. We're all co-founders of this business. And that's one aspect of a team, but it's not the only aspect of a team.
Right.
And it's like, because I know it's like, you're women, we love to say the fact that we do everything. It's like this banner we wear.
It's my badge of honor.
And it's like, but it wears you out. You can only do that for so long. And what are you sacrificing in the meantime? And what is the lifestyle and what is the time that you want to be spending with your children and your family and your friends? I mean, quite frankly, women, we have friends, and we want to and need to nourish those relationships too. And it's like, if you're overwhelmed with your business, that it's not, you don't want to have that lifestyle when you're dead and gone. I've achieved it. Like, and now I'm dead.
And now I'm dead.
Did you really say that?
You really did say that. Now I'm dead. I can't enjoy it. Oh well.
Like, because you've like basically just burned yourself to the ground.
Yeah.
And it's like, but so your whole life that you've actually been working towards is sacrificed.
Ew.
You got to figure out how to do it different.
Yeah. Ew. Like, it really does come down to how do you enjoy the process along the way too, like, it can't just be, I have to work really, really. I think men look at it like this. If I work really, really hard right now, then I can have a candy bar later. Like, that's how I feel like it is for a lot of men. And so they like really dig in, dive hard. And women, we want to actually have fun while we're doing it. We're like, I want to eat the candy bar now though. Like, what if I just ate it while I'm doing this? Wouldn't that be more more fun than just working really hard and then eating the candy bar? I just eat it while I'm doing it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's the other thing behind women too, right? Like you talked about, it's like straightening your hair, brushing your teeth at the same time. Like, I don't care if I'm putting on my makeup, I'm still thinking about what's next. Like, I'm putting it on, but I'm also looking at like, where am I going next? What am I teaching? What am I training? What am I doing? You know, like it's not that as women, we don't stop thinking, right? A lot of the times we're just continuing to process everything that's going on. Something that had happened, like there was an incident that happened last night. Did I stop thinking about last night once it was done and over? No, I contemplated it again this morning because I'm like, okay. And it's like, I should be able to just let it go and just be like, I'm done with it. Not my deal, right? But there's this sense of, you know, did I say something that could have changed the outcome? Could I have done like, are you play the woulda, coulda, shoulda game? You know, like you should have all over yourself, right?
Yeah.
And I had to stop myself and be like, what was the miracle? And when I looked at what was the miracle, and I actually journaled it down, what was the miracle? And I was like, you know what? Done. The miracle that needed to happen that created that incident happened. And anything that came after that is out of my things. It doesn't even affect my life. It doesn't affect my day to day. I just noticed the miracle in humanity. And I went, and then like, that's all I can do.
Yeah.
Because everybody is responsible for their own actions. And that accountability is on them. And then I saw the miracle of accountability. And that's where I had to be at peace with, is I did see a miracle of accountability. And that is a huge thing in our world today, is just having that self-responsibility and holding yourself accountable for whatever happens in your life. And I was like, good, there we go. Moving on.
And I think that this is a big thing that I want to see more women be able to do in their business. You said that you had this thing happen and it just bothered you. You shit it all over yourself. And it was like, is that really serving you?
No.
Like for me, the thing that I had to get back to in my own business was I would play these programs like, oh, I should have said this to that person. Oh, I should have done that. Like, oh, it would have been great if I had done this instead. And we're literally shooting all over ourselves instead of going, that's what happened. I can let it go now. Yeah. And for me, this was not an easy process. There was a lot of things that I had to do. I literally, I feel like I completely rewired my entire mind because I was tired of feeling exhausted about how things should have been, how I should have acted, how they should have acted. Instead of doing that, I started just going, you know what? Like, it happened. It's a part of my story now, and I can let this go. How long do I want to feel that way, where I feel like trash, where I'm beating myself up, where instead I could literally just be enjoying the process instead and going, oh, that was just part of the story. That was part of the bump. That was part of the challenge and what I'm doing today. Like, that's okay. I can let all the other stuff go. And I think that when women can get to that point where they can just let it all go and just go, hey, I'm just here for the fun, that's when the magic happens. Yeah. That's when stuff really is fun.
I had a moment, and I remember at the beginning when I was doing my self-development and I was going through this training, I was over at a friend's house and I was sitting at the dining room table and I was working with a colleague of mine and we were chit-chatting back and forth. And then our other friend was in his office and says, hey, I need to speak to you. And normally that door to that office is always open, right? And at this time what happened was that he walked over there, the door closed, almost like a slam, but it wasn't a slam. I think maybe the window was open, whatever. But the story I made up at that door slamming was that they were angry at me.
Right.
They're going to be talking about me behind that door. Right. I must have done something wrong. Like, this was instantaneous.
Yeah.
And all it took was a door slamming shut. And what I realized is that I have a story around a door slamming shut. Mm-hmm. And when a door slams shut, usually, growing up, my parents yelled a lot. And when the door slammed shut, it was to keep the kids away from the argument or the conversation, right? It was like to protect the kids. Mm-hmm. And it was usually one of my siblings that pulled us aside just so that we didn't hear what was going on. And it was nothing bad, but I had associated a slamming the door with anger, upset, secrets, things like that, right? So when I heard it again as an adult, after going through this personal development piece, and I heard it, I actually got to catch myself in that moment that I was making up a story around that door closing.
Yeah.
And it was nothing to do with me. Like literally nothing to do with me.
And then add in the piece of him saying, "Hey, I need to talk to you." You're like,
Right.
"Oh God, what did I do?"
Yeah. And that's like the big things. Like, you know, I've got to go. And so that being left alone, you know, sitting out there, there's two people behind a door now. The door's been closed. Like everything, the amount of guilt I put on myself, the amount of blame, the amount of stories that I was running through my head, and it had zero effect on the conversation that was actually going behind that door for all I know. Right? I don't know what they were talking about, but damn if I didn't make it all about me and everything that I had done wrong and all the guilt and hold and shame that I was holding on to. Right. But that's where it's like, it's when you go through this path of personal development and you start looking at who's on your team and you start recognizing what triggers you, because you have to be aware of your triggers. And that was a trigger I didn't know existed. But now when I hear a door slam, I don't have that same instant reaction. And that's when you talk about, Karen, the unprogramming is like, you've got to be in and make the investment into personal development. You have to make that investment.
Yeah.
Right. That's why even for Truth Bomb Academy, you have to make the investment.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. It's because if you don't have a buy-in, as my dog is shaking in the background, which you may or may not hear, if you don't have the buy-in, if you don't have some skin in the game, as they call it, every single one of us won't show up. But if you're willing to pay and you're willing to put in the time to get the result, that's when magic really happens. And that's where you've got to be open to that new conversation, which is why we created the Truth Bomb Academy and specifically Unlocking My Millions, because we recognized that women couldn't continue following the same traditional business model that was out there because it was causing overwhelm. It was causing burnout. It was causing frustration. I can't tell you how many times I've heard women say, I just lay down in bed and cried because I wasn't getting it done fast enough, or I wasn't hitting all these markers that everyone tells me I should have. That word again, right? That should word.
Should.
I can't believe, I can't believe that, like, looking back now, that I did that to myself with the shoulding all over myself. And I was that person that I would stand in the shower and cry. Like, I would just be like, oh man, like, how come this hasn't happened yet? Like, really back then it was like, why the fuck? Like, what's wrong with me? Like, those were the thoughts that were going through my head. There is literally nothing wrong with you. I want to say that right now. If you're sitting there going, man, I thought this was going to go differently, what's wrong with me? There is absolutely nothing wrong with you. This is your story. This is your process, and you're here to learn something through it. So just sit back and just watch and see what's going on in your own self. Because your own self, you have all the answers inside you. If you just sit back and take a look at what's going on in your thoughts, how are you feeling? What's the experience that you want to learn, that you created this instance in your life for?
Yeah. And we all have the ability. And that's really what we want for women to get, is that you can unlock your millions. You can unlock anything and everything that you want in your life. And it's going to take unlocking it with the team. Yeah. And it's going to take more than just you. And once you understand that that the more people you have in your support, the more people that the communities that you're involved in, the places where you're getting like poured into, right? The places where you're feeling supported and can go in and say, this is what sucks. And this is, we can have you change that. When you can come in and take 5 minutes listening to Karen's manifestations and really just take that 5 minutes to yourself to recenter. And when you can just tap into community and ask a question and you get a support around that, it's a whole new place to play.
It's a beautiful place to play.
It is. Because we're beautiful people.
If you want to survive unlocking your millions, you need that support. You need that team behind you.
Because together inside of Truth Bomb Academy, inside of Unlock My Millions, we know that together we can achieve miracles, right? Everybody will achieve miracles. Everyone will achieve manifestations. You will learn things about yourself that you're like, why wasn't I taught this before? I can't tell you how many times you've heard that from this community. Why didn't I have this 5 years ago? And I was like, because we were going through the same crap you were going through.
Oh, Yes.
Yeah, we've done it. We like literally that's how I look at this whole process. Like I had to go through that so that I could turn around and go, "Oh, wait a minute, you don't have to do that yourself.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
not necessary.
Yep,
You don't
don't
have
do
to
it.
feel this way."
Yep. So with that, Heidi,
We thank you so much for listening to our podcast. And if you loved us, 5 stars?
that's 10 stars.
We like
Oh,
5 stars. Oh, well, 10 stars.
10 stars?
We-
Well, you get 5 stars on Spotify, 5 stars on this one, 5 stars on platforms we on.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That works
All right,
great. I
anyhow.
like that. So it ends up being
We want to
50
get
stars.
this message out to more women so they can unlock their millions. To learn more, head over to truthbombmarketing.com. And until next week, go inside the community.